Jordan Belfort scammed millions of Americans. He only served 22 months in prison. Hollywood turned his crimes into a box office blockbuster. Audiences around the world packed theaters. Leonardo DiCaprio played Jordan. The film made $400 million. It was nominated for 5 Oscars. But here's what nobody tells you. That movie itself was funded with stolen money. A scam. About a scam. Funded by another scam. And us? We're still celebrating it. This is the Wolf of Wall Street story nobody talks about. To understand just how wild this story really is, we need to go back to the beginning. Back to 1962. Back to Queens, New York. Jordan Belfort was born into a regular family. His parents were accountants. Not rich, not poor, just ordinary. But from a young age, Jordan had one talent: sales. As a teenager, he sold Italian ice on the street. Small business, but he was really good at selling. Then he went to dental school, dropped out. Why? Couldn't handle the blood. Next up, meat and seafood business. Door-to-door sales. Knock on doors. Pitch. Close deals. He was really good at this. But it was all small time. Jordan wanted more. 1987. Jordan, 25 years old, landed an entry-level job at a Wall Street brokerage firm. Finally. This is where the real money is. He learned how to make cold calls, learned about commissions, learned the system. And for the first time in his life, Jordan felt like he'd found where he belonged. This is where the real money is. But then, October 19th, 1987, Black Monday. The stock market crashed 22% in one day. Jordan's firm went bankrupt. He lost his job. Most people would see this as failure, but Jordan? He saw opportunity. A few weeks later, Jordan got a new job at a small firm. This company didn't sell blue-chip stocks on the NYSE. They sold penny stocks, cheap stocks, usually under $5 per share. Companies nobody's heard of. And here's what caught Jordan's attention. The commission? 50%. 50%. On the NYSE, brokers make about 1% commission. Here, 50%. Same pitch, same call, but 10 times the reward. Why 50%? Penny stocks aren't regulated like regular stocks. They trade on pink sheets, outside SEC oversight. Brokers set their own commission rates. The high cut compensates for high risk. These stocks usually go to zero. That's what attracts scammers, not investors. But Jordan didn't see risk. He only saw opportunity. One day he picked up the phone, called someone he'd never met, pitched a worthless stock. "Hello, sir. This is Jordan Belfort from..." He explained the company, a company nobody had heard of. He explained why this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He created scarcity. This stock will be gone in hours. He created FOMO. If you miss this opportunity, he created pressure. I need your answer right now. And the guy on the other end? He agreed to buy $3,000. Jordan sat there, phone in hand, and realized something. He'd just sold a complete stranger a basically worthless stock for $3,000. If he could get someone to buy a stock worth nothing, he could get them to buy anything. That was the formula. It wasn't about the stocks. It wasn't about the market. It was about manipulation through persuasion. Jordan Belfort had just discovered his superpower. And once you discover your superpower, the next step is building an empire. That's exactly what Jordan did in 1989. 1989. Jordan Belfort, 27 years old, met Danny Porish. Danny was a junior partner, had complementary skills. Jordan was great at sales. Danny was great at operations. They founded Stratton Oakmont. Why that name? There was no Stratton, no Oakmont. Two fake names that sounded waspy to create legitimacy. And they started recruiting. But not from Harvard, not from Yale. Jordan recruited hungry people, waiters, gym trainers, plumbers. I don't want people who know too much. He taught them straight-line persuasion, his persuasion method, turned the trading floor into a sales cult. Office culture? Wild parties, public drug use, dwarf-tossing contests. Yes, really. If you make us money, we don't care how you live. Money and chaos as an employee retention strategy. But how did this system actually work? Here's pump and dump explained like you're 5. Step 1. Buy a worthless stock cheap. Example, Steve Madden stock at $4 per share. Stratton secretly accumulated a large position. Nobody knew. Step 2. Hype it through an army of cold callers. 1,000 plus brokers calling investors nationwide. Scripts emphasizing ground floor opportunity. This is the next Nike, the next Microsoft. You need to act now. Step 3. Create fake demand. Price skyrockets. Investors pile in based on the hype. Stock price climbs $4 to $8 to $12 to $18. Looks like legitimate growth. More investors jump in. FOMO. Step 4. Sell their shares at the peak. Stratton quietly sells their position, takes massive profits. Example, bought at $4, selling at $18. $4 million investment, $18 million return. 350% profit in a few weeks. Step 5. Stock collapses. Investors left holding the bag. No real buyer support without the hype. Price crashes. $18, $6, $2. Investors lose 80 to 90% of their investment. But Stratton? They already got out with profits. Think of it like inflating a balloon. Jordan's team blows air in. That's the hype. Then they let go. That's selling the shares. The balloon deflates. That's the crash. But they already cashed out from the air pressure. And they did this over and over. At its peak, 1,000 plus employees, $1 billion in fraud over 6 years. Jordan's personal wealth, over $100 million. 9-acre estate, $3.5 million yacht, helicopter. All this money came from somewhere. For every dollar Jordan made, someone lost a dollar. Teachers, veterans, retirees, real people. And here's the thing, this pattern isn't history. It's happening right now. Here's your scam checklist to protect yourself. 1. Unsolicited contact. They reach out to you. You didn't seek them. 2. Act now pressure, creating fake urgency, FOMO. 3. Promises of 10 times plus returns with zero risk, too good to be true. 4. Dismisses or ignores your questions, discourages you from digging deeper. If you see 3 out of 4, run. This exact pattern in 2024? Hawk Tuah meme coin, launched at 3 cents, hyped to 80 cents, crashed to 1 cent in 48 hours. Same formula, new technology. By 1994, Stratton Oakmont was printing money. But beneath the surface, it was all smoke and mirrors. And the FBI was watching.
Because when you defraud $1 billion, someone's going to notice. And in 1994, that attention started getting serious. 1994. The SEC started receiving complaints. Too many people losing money on the same stocks. Stratton Oakmont got flagged for investigation. But the SEC could only regulate markets, not prosecute crimes. They referred the case to the FBI. And while the feds were building their case, Jordan's world was starting to crack. The drugs were getting worse. Quaaludes, cocaine, during work hours. The paranoia was getting worse. Every meeting, every deal. Is someone wearing a wire? The relationships were falling apart. First marriage failed. 1996, Jordan's yacht sank in a storm. $3.5 million yacht, gone. 3 crew members drowned. Jordan's response? I can just buy another one. The arrogance. But that disaster brought media attention, more scrutiny, more questions. The FBI assigned Agent Gregory Coleman to the case, RICO specialist, expert in complex financial crimes, wiretaps, surveillance, paper trails, every transaction, every phone call, every offshore account. The net was tightening. October 1996. The FBI raided Stratton Oakmont's offices. Documents seized, computers taken, employees handcuffed. Jordan watched his empire being dismantled, box by box, person by person. February 1997. The smoking gun. A $2 million wire transfer traced to a Swiss bank account, linked directly to Jordan. Money laundering, securities fraud, market manipulation. Concrete evidence, no plausible deniability. Case closed. The chase was over. The collapse had begun. But this is where the story has a twist. Because what happens next isn't just about Jordan going to prison. It's about what happened after he got out. And that's when the real layers of this story start to be revealed. So what happened to Jordan? This is where the story gets complicated. Jordan cooperated. He wore a wire, recorded colleagues, testified against over 25 people. Deal with the FBI. Full cooperation in exchange for reduced prison time. Original sentence? 4 years. Actual time served? 22 months. For $1 billion in fraud. 22 months. Jordan got out in 2006, and then he wrote a book. The Wolf of Wall Street, published in 2007, bestseller. People loved the story, the life of a scammer, told by the scammer himself. And then Hollywood called. 2013, Martin Scorsese directing, Leonardo DiCaprio playing Jordan. The film made $400 million worldwide, nominated for 5 Oscars. Jordan Belfort, convicted criminal, had become a pop culture phenomenon. But even the movie has a secret. Here's the wildest twist. That movie was funded with stolen money. Jolo, a Malaysian financier, used over $100 million from the 1MDB scandal, a $4.5 billion theft from Malaysia's state fund. He used this money to fund the movie and party with Leonardo DiCaprio. Red Granite, the production company, settled with the U.S. Department of Justice for $60 million. Red Granite Productions, run by the Malaysian Prime Minister's stepson. The U.S. Department of Justice tracked the money from Malaysia's state fund to offshore accounts to Hollywood, to The Wolf of Wall Street movie. A movie about a scammer funded by another scammer, celebrated by audiences who had no idea they were watching stolen money on the big screen. Peak irony. But let's talk about the people this story forgot. That teacher was real. Mary, 62 years old. She lost her entire $180,000 retirement account buying stocks that Jordan's brokers pushed. A Vietnam vet lost $95,000, his life savings. A young family remortgaged their home for $140,000, then lost everything. The court ordered Jordan to pay $110 million in restitution. How much has he paid? Less than $15 million. Today, his net worth is estimated at $100 million. He charges $200,000 per speaking engagement. An elderly couple lost $230,000, their entire life savings. They had to sell their house. Now Jordan's a motivational speaker, sales trainer, a legend. People pay to hear him talk, to learn his secrets to success. The chase was over. The collapse was complete. But Jordan Belfort? He's still selling, just a different product. And us? We're still buying. Jordan once said, "The easiest way to make money is to sell something that's worth nothing." He's still doing it. Motivational speeches, sales training, a legend. All just another product worth nothing, being sold to people who don't realize they're being pitched. The formula doesn't change, just the packaging. Penny stocks became crypto, pump and dumps became meme coins, and a convicted scammer became a success guru. The numbers told the story we couldn't. Mary lost $180,000. Jordan made $100 million. That math doesn't need commentary. If this revealed something you hadn't seen before, layers most retellings miss, that's exactly why we dig deeper. We wanted to be him. Maybe some still do.